Okay, imagine this. It's the first game of World Cup 2026 right here in Toronto, and Canada is about to play Italy. So thanks to this Friday's draw, that is a very real possibility, although Team Azzurri still has to qualify for the tournament. But a lot of Italian Canadians are very, very nervous because they say they're really torn about who they should cheer for or who they would cheer for in a Canada-Italy matchup. So this got us thinking, like, is it unpatriotic to cheer for another team if Canada's in the World Cup?
Ooh, what do you think?
Tricky.
Is it unpatriotic?
Oh, I wouldn't use the word unpatriotic. This is something that's going down in my house. You guys know that Ryan is Italian, very proud Italian Canadian. Yes. Forza. So in our house, he's like, oh my God, if Italy qualifies, and P.S., they haven't yet. Okay? If they qualify, A, we're getting tickets, and B, he's like, we are going to be sporting our Forza Azzurri blue, and we're going to be out there. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Here's why I think it's not unpatriotic. This is the quintessential reason why people say, Canadians, we don't know what our identity is, because we are a melting pot. We've got people from all over the world. This is not unpatriotic. This is the classic identity crisis of any immigrant or descendant of immigrants. The question is the pull of the old country or the promise of the new land. It's constantly this. So our house, I think it's a win-win. Ryan, you go ahead and cheer for Italy. He is also a very proud Canadian. He was born here. I will be supporting Canada, but whoever wins, Canada wins. You know what this is going to do for the bars in Little Italy, the restaurants across this country, the hotels, the jersey sales. This is going to actually, I think, increase Canadian pride, not take away from it.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's a good argument. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
see,
good.
I don't suffer from the identity crisis because I know I was born here and I live here and I work here and I pay taxes here. I pay a lot of taxes here, by the way. But my roots, my parents, my grandparents, the food I eat, the music I listen to, the accent that I speak with when I'm really angry, that is all based in Grenada, a lovely little island that I encourage everybody to visit. So if Canada was up against Grenada, it wouldn't even be a question that as a person who has those roots that I'm gonna cheer for Grenada, but it's not that I'm against Canada.
Right.
And I think the unpatriotic thing, it's like, it's not that I'm against Canada, because you know if Canada's playing another country, of course I'm Team Canada all day long. So I think we gotta look at it that way. I think we still wanna hold on to our identity, because that's what we're cheering for.
So is it like your feet are rooted in Canada, but your heart is in Grenada, or Ryan's heart is in Italy?
That's a great way to put it.
Well,
No, that's a beautiful way to put it.
Because it's something, I'm sure there are other people like me whose sort of ancestral lines are very diluted, if you will, like where I think maybe I'm 5th generation Canadian.
Okay.
So like my ancestors came to Canada before Canada was a thing.
Where'd they come from?
Well, that's the other thing. All over the place, you know, like they all met here. So some are from Alsace-Lorraine when France still had it. Okay. And then there's Germany, there's England, there's Ireland, there's Scotland. Oh. So I'm like, when people ask me, no, like, where are you from? I'm like, Canada. Like, no. Where are you from? Oh, Canada. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting to me. It feels like Canada, in a sense, I can't think of another place in the world that has this sort of experience.
It's true.
We're not a melting pot. In fact, we're the opposite of a melting pot. We're still hyphenated. You know, you're rarely Canadian. You're Italian Canadian.
Yeah.
You know,
but that's also the fault of the people in this country, because often if I say no, because if I say to someone, they're like, where are you from? And I go, I'm Canadian. They go, no.
Exactly.
Where are you really from?
Yeah.
So that's kind of, we do that to ourselves.
Yeah.
As the only actual Italian on this panel, a very, albeit watered down one. I guess it's just like, why can't, I know, and I'm the non-sporto too, so, but like, why can't you just cheer for both? Yes. Is that an impossibility? Like,
no,
is it
Cynthia, you gotta choose a side.
But what if they is it impossible to play each other?
Yes,
it's possible.
So then what, guys?
That's what I'm saying.
You choose a side.
I mean, yes, you would choose a side, but I think, like, if Canada scores, like, let's say this actually happens, and by the way, Italy has to win 2 more big games in March. We have to wait till March to find out. But if they do win, the first game opener in Toronto against Team Canada would be Italy. Like, this is possible. I don't know what we're going to do.
Well,
Will the streets be quieter?
No. We know what the Italians are going to do. They're going to cheer for Italy.
Of course
and
they
rightfully so, we shouldn't give them a hard time. So
yes,
I think
and the rest of Canada is behind Canada. Absolutely. We want to tell everybody, speaking of which, TSN, CTV, and RDS are Canada's exclusive home for every single match of FIFA World Cup. That is from June the 11th to July 19th. I know it's in 2026. It's a little ways away. Start planning your parties and your jerseys now. Okay, on to our next story. There are quite a few ruffled feathers in Hollywood today. Quentin Tarantino recently opened up on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast. Who the heck is that? Who knows? But he said he revealed who he thinks are the weakest actors in the biz. Paul Dano, Matthew Lillard, and Owen Wilson. What the what? He called Dano a, quote, weak, uninteresting guy who almost ruined the movie There Will Be Blood. He also called Lillard and Wilson actors he just doesn't care for. So was Tarantino out of line, or do people just need maybe a little bit of a thicker skin to criticism?
Interesting.
Thicker skin? Okay, we got one lady.
I think he was out of line. I think it was also punching down. Like, I think if it's one thing if like Matthew Lillard or like Paul Dano were trying out for a role in one of his movies, and then he privately said, listen, like, to be honest, I just don't feel you're acting. And maybe that could be a teachable moment. They could talk about why or why not. But to
not after this.
No. But to shout it out on a podcast, I just feel like that's going to be something that haunts these actors in their mind. And they'll be wandering around and then they'll just suddenly hear. I think it can impact you.
I kind of love it. I kind of found it refreshing, and I totally disagree with him. But I love that he said it. And I do think in Paul Dano's situation, he's going to be just fine. There were so many stars coming out of the woodwork this weekend, just singing his praises. So I think he'll be fine. And I also feel like this kind of tit for tat, this spicy dialogue in art, if we want to call it that, and yeah, heck, I think we should call movies art, it kind of can make for better art. Do you know what I mean? Or at least historically so. There was like this story, Orson Welles, you guys heard of that guy? Directed Citizen Kane, starred in it as well. He used to publicly criticize this other director named William Wyler and sort of said, everything William Wyler makes is commercial garbage. That lit a you-know-what, I can save fire. Under you-know-what, which I can't say, under Williams, you-know-what. And William Wyler, the next year, or maybe the year after, he makes Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur wins 11 Oscars.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like that public dialogue.
I also think it's rich that we are getting so up in arms and we're clutching our pearls over what he said. First of all, let's remember, Tarantino was asked the question.
True.
Who do you think is the weakest? So he gave an answer. It's not like he decided to start a podcast. Here are the actors that I hate.
Yeah.
So I think we have to keep that in mind.
That's a good point.
Think about how many times Tarantino has been criticized. How many times some critic has panned his movie as the worst thing ever, how many Rotten Tomatoes, and no one really thinks about it. It comes with the territory when you put out art, and he is an artist who would know.
But it's subjective. Like, it's so
exactly.
subjective.
But it creates a dialogue.
But I think it's important for us to just accept it, because in life, here's the hard truth. Not everybody's gonna like you.
Sure.
Somebody thinks you're great, and somebody can't stand you, and that's what it is. And what I like about this is that at least those two actors or three actors know exactly where they stand with Tarantino.
Yeah.
There's no like, well, maybe if I reach out and send him some flowers. No, don't do that. He's already said he's not feeling it, and that's okay. It's okay for people not to like you.
And I want to jump on that, because bringing these 2 points together, the idea of punching down, which is Tarantino's a director, he has a lot of power in the industry. A lot of people listen to what he says, and maybe you would argue these actors don't have the same amount of power. But also, it reminds me, just because somebody's your boss or they have a bigger paycheck than you, doesn't mean they know what they're doing. So what I'm saying about that, bring in the level of art, right? I had a boss who told me when I was in the industry, I'm going to become nameless and faceless in television.
Wow.
And you know what I say to her? Look at me now.
And that's just her stupid opinion.
Stupid opinion.
But she had a lot of power over my career. She had a lot of power.
So she thought.
So she thought, exactly. So they don't always know what they're doing.
Okay, so Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau, oh my God, said their names in the same sentence, made things Instagram official on Saturday, and eagle-eyed fans compared Katy's video to one she posted with ex-Orlando Bloom about a year ago, and it looks like the same sushi restaurant in Tokyo. So, are we okay with this? Is it okay to recreate a date with a new partner?
Yes. Okay, listen, before we asked the question before the break, and there are two ladies in the front here, and one was saying yes, and one was like, absolutely not. Listen, let me just say this. Katy and Justin is the celebrity couple I did not have on my bingo card for 2025, but the more I see it, the more I love it, because they clearly are making each other happy. Now let's get down to this question. Can are you not allowed to go back to a restaurant because you were there with your ex? you cannot be that precious about a restaurant. This is not an engagement ring or the family cottage. This is not something you pass down. This is a place that you go to. And by the way, if I'm Katy and I introduce Orlando to this restaurant, well, I kind of own that restaurant. So I can bring anyone I want to that restaurant again. And also, if you're coming out of a long-term relationship and the rules are you can't bring the new person to any place you went with your ex, some of you wouldn't even be able to go home. There's no place for you to go.
But
So I think
what if it was closer to home? Like neither of them lives in Tokyo, so that the chances of them, Orlando and Katy, meeting up at the same time are probably next to nothing. But what if it is like your local eatery, your brunch spot, your dinner spot, your pizza joint where you go and eat?
You
with
be
your
an adult and you say,
who
nice
gets
to see
it in
you.
the breakup?
I think it depends on whether or not you've had was there like sex in the washroom there, or was there? It's like a solid memory.
I see, like a proposal.
wow.
Yeah.
I think you go and make a new memory is what you do.
I think there are certain things though where you can never divorce the memory from that place. So if it's just a generic thing where you had a dinner once, I think it's fair game.
Quick question. Do you have sex in bathrooms?
No, guys, I don't. I'm aware.
It's a natural follow-up.
I've had a makeup out session and can we move on to this?
Yes. Okay.
I don't feel like I'm an alien in that regard.
No, you're not. You're not. Yes. Moving on to. Here's what I think. I think that you cannot let your ex have that hold on you for the rest of your life. And so, if she was there with Orlando and they had a lovely time, by the way, they have a daughter together. So I'm going to guess that even if it wasn't a perfect breakup, something broke them up. It's sad. Yeah. But also, if they have really good sushi there, you're going to want to go where they have. You're in Japan. Go where the best sushi is. And if that happens to be where you were with your ex, you can't let your ex have that much power over your today, over your happiness. And by the way, can we talk about that video? Justin is in love.
I love it.
I want to go to that sushi restaurant, just the way that they're looking at the sushi and looking at each other.
The way he looks at her mouth. When she's eating. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I almost got myself in trouble with Cynthia. Okay. So let's move on to our next topic. Have you ever gone bathroom camping? Right? Pop Sugar defines this as staying in the bathroom to escape reality. Sometimes it's a parent escaping their children for 5 minutes. Other times it's an employee taking a mental health break at work. So, be honest, cameras are rolling. Do you do this? Oh, you're pointing him out. Okay, we have one in the front row. He does this. Okay, we have another man on this side. We have another man. Yes, he's in the bathroom camping.
Wait, don't we have to ask the question, men, what are you escaping?
Well, I feel like
he's probably sitting next to the thing that he's escaping, so he probably cannot.
The reason why I wanted to ask is because I know I can speak as a mom, especially when Marqueza was little. That was your only place that you could have to yourself. We installed locks on all the rooms just because it's like if I needed a mental health break, that's sometimes what gets you through the day and what doesn't get you through the day. So I would go in there. That's the mom angle.
Why are you going in the bathroom as opposed to the bedroom? This is what I don't understand.
No, because you can actually say, Mommy's on the toilet. She needs her privacy. And that's what you do.
You guys look like grown adults.
But that's what I'm asking. Because now in my house, it is my husband that is bathroom camping, and to which I would like to also say, and my husband's very good in the house. He does a lot in the house. But since the dawn of TikTok, he brings this into the bathroom, and now I lose him for 30 minutes at a time.
He's scrolling, baby.
Right?
Doom scrolling in there.
He's not bathroom camping. He just moved out and into the bathroom.
I don't camp at all. I go in, do my business, which usually means a game of solitaire, which I can do in under 2 minutes. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for seeing me. And then I'm out of there. I'm out.
Can I just call out the obvious? All right. As a person who's been harassed since I was an adult about getting married and having children, these types of topics always tickle me. Because on one hand, everybody's like, don't you want to get married and have children? What's the meaning of your life? And then 2 seconds later, like, I hide from my family that I paid for in the bathroom. I bring my phone and I hide for 30 minutes. And I'm like, is this the dream I'm supposed to be? I'm a little confused at what I'm chasing here. I just wanted to point that out for all the single people.
Maybe they're really nice bathrooms. My toilet is beside a water boiler, like or the one we go for. I've said too much. I've said too much.
What is happening?
We have 2 separate toilets. We got the nice bathroom where a company will come, but we don't do any business. If you get my meaning,
you do the business next to the boiler.
Is next to the boiler and the water heater, which is illegal. So I shouldn't have said any of this on national television.
I love it.
Go.
Okay. Cynthia, are you interested?
No, I'm not unless I'm ill. Like we have a heated floor, which is really nice, guys.
I
was
get it.
against it when we were
But
doing
wait.
renovations. I was like, who needs a heated floor? You need a heated floor.
Are you
It's a lovely
hiding
thing.
in your bathroom because you're having sex in your bathroom?
No, I'm not.
Checking.
No, I don't camp out in my bathroom. If I have a free moment, I'm gonna go. But I think I get why men do this though, because if a man said to a partner, I'm gonna go upstairs and just lie down on the bed and scroll, a lot of partners would be like, what, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There's a sink of dishes or whatever, there's a million things. But if you go to the bathroom, you can just be like, I am taking a dump or whatever it
Yes,
is.
yes.
And then no one's gonna ask questions.
it's
So I
the
think we got it.
questions.
We got
Yeah,
it.
okay.
So let everyone just like camp wherever they need to camp. And then
Yes,
that's it.
this is true. This
Okay,
is true.
right?
Yeah,
You guys,
we sorted
thank you.
that one out.